My name is Dr. Madiha and I am working as Senior Medical Officer in Gynae MASH Hospital. My topic of presentation is ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is one in which the fertilized ovum become implanted in a site other than the normal uterine cavity. It is the consequence of an abnormal implantation of the blastocyst. Incidence of ectopic pregnancy worldwide 3 to 4% of all pregnancy, and after one ectopic there is 7 to 3-fold increased risk of subsequent ectopic. And subsequent intrauterine pregnancy after one ectopic is 50 to 80%, and tubal pregnancy 10 to 25%, and after one ectopic the infertile patient remaining 10 to 15%. These are the different sites of ectopic pregnancy. Most common site is tubal, which is greater than 95%, and tube of uterus has different sites such fimbria, ampullary region, isthmic and interstitial. And most common site of tubal pregnancy is ampullary region, which is 70%, fimbrial 11%, isthmic 12%, and interstitial 2 to 4%. Remaining side of ectopic pregnancy are ovarian, which is 3%, abdominal 1%, cervical, cesarean, and intramural less than 1%. Risk factor of ectopic pregnancy are PID, pelvic inflammatory disease, which is 6-fold increase risk, use of intrauterine contraceptive device 3 to 5% increased risk, smoking 2.5%, assisted reproductive techniques 3 to 5%, tubal damage, tubal surgery 5 to 8%, salpingitis 3.5%, and prior ectopic pregnancy. Age 3-fold increased risk in 35 to 44 years compared to 18 to 24 years. Non-white race 1.5-fold, endometriosis 1.5-fold, developmental error or overdevelopment of ovum, and external migration. Etiology of ectopic pregnancy: tubal damage or altered motility resulting in improper transport of blastocyst. Most common cause is acute salpingitis, which is 50%. In 40%, no risk factor apparent. Salpingitis causes peritubal adhesions, lumen occlusion, intratubal adhesions, diverticula, and disturbed tubal function. PID due to infection, chlamydia, gonococcal, and tuberculosis, which is 55%, causes etiology of tubal ectopic pregnancy. Altered tubo-ovarian relationship in endometriosis. Outcome में tubal ectopic pregnancy, tubal abortion, incomplete abortion, missed abortion, tubal rupture, fetal survival to term. And clinical features में normal symptoms and sign of pregnancy: amenorrhea, acute abdominal pain which is dull, cramps or colicky, evidence of hemodynamically instability, adnexal mass, vaginal bleeding, signs of peritoneal irritation, and absence of gestational sac in the ultrasound, or serum beta HCG greater than 25 milli international unit per ml. These are symptoms of ectopic pregnancy. Classical triad में patient present करेगा with amenorrhea, pain, vaginal bleeding, should always be suspected to have an ectopic pregnancy. The dictum to early diagnosis and successful management is to think ectopic but also not to overthink ectopic. These are the signs of rupture ectopic pregnancy: sudden severe abdominal pain, pelvic pain, dizziness, fainting, pain in the shoulder due to leakage of blood into the abdomen affecting diaphragm, and pain in the lower back. Differential diagnosis: obstetric causes, gynecological causes, and non-gynecological conditions. Obstetric में abortion followed by salpingitis, early pregnancy with pelvic tumors, retroverted gravid uterus, and septic abortion. Gynecological में degenerative fibroid, dysfunctional uterine bleeding, endometriosis, ovulation, rupture of corpus luteum, torsion of adnexal mass, acute or subacute salpingitis, dysmenorrhea. Non-gynecological condition में appendicitis, gastroenteritis, mesenteric thrombosis, perforated peptic ulcer, renal colic, and intraperitoneal hemorrhage from any source. Tubal ectopic pregnancy, which is most common, which is diagnosed by transvaginal ultrasound, is the diagnostic tool of choice for tubal ectopic pregnancy. Tubal ectopic pregnancy should be positively identified if possible by visualizing an adnexal mass that moves septal to the ovary. A serum progesterone level is not useful in predicting ectopic pregnancy, as serum beta human chorionic gonadotropin level is used for planning the management of ultrasound visualized ectopic pregnancy. Management and treatment options. If a patient presents with ectopic pregnancy, we hospitalize the patient. Shock must be treated before she is moved. Option depend on condition of the patient like acute, chronic, rupture, ectopic other than fallopian tube, for example uterine scar, ovarian and cervical abdominal. Option में management में expected management, medical and surgical according to the condition of the patient. Expected management is a reasonable option for appropriately selected and counseled women. They must be willing and able to attend for follow-up, have minimal pain and have low or declining serum beta hCG level. Selection criteria for expected management were clinically stability with no abdominal pain, no evidence of significant hemoperitoneum on ultrasound scan, an ectopic pregnancy measuring less than 30 mm in mean diameter with no evidence of abdominal cardiac activity, a serum beta hCG of less than 1500 international unit, and the woman consent. Medical management. A good candidate for methotrexate has the following characteristic: hemodynamically stability, low serum beta hCG level less than 1500 but can be up to 5000, no fetal cardiac activity, certainty that there is no intrauterine pregnancy, willingness to attend for follow-up, no known sensitivity to methotrexate. NICE recommend that methotrexate should be the first line management for women who are able to return for follow-up and who have no significant pain and unruptured ectopic pregnancy, mass smaller than 35 mm, no visible heartbeat and serum beta hCG less than 1500. Single dose protocol for intramuscular methotrexate. Day 1 therapy 4 and 7 day. फर्स्ट डे पे सीरम बीटा hCG लेवल कराएंगे, यूरिया एंड इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स, लिवर फंक्शन टेस्ट, फुल ब्लड काउंट, ब्लड ग्रुप एंड गिव methotrexate 50 मिलीग्राम पर मीटर स्क्वायर इंट्रामस्कुलर methotrexate. 4 डे पे सीरम बीटा hCG दोबारा उसका करवाएंगे, 7 डे पे दोबारा रिपीट करवाएंगे. इफ़ बीटा hCG डिक्रीज इज लेस देन 15%, डे 4 7 पे 4 रिपीट TVS एंड methotrexate 15 milligram per meter square if still fulfill criteria for medical management. If beta hCG decrease greater than 15% day 4 and 7, then for repeat beta hCG weekly until level less than 15 international urine per liter. These are the contraindication to methotrexate: hemodynamically instability, presence of intrauterine pregnancy, breastfeeding if unable to comply with follow-up, non-sensitivity to methotrexate, chronic liver disease, pre-existing blood dyscrasia, active pulmonary disease, immunodeficiency, peptic ulcer disease. Surgical management. After laparotomy or laparoscopy, salpingotomy, salpingectomy, salpingo-oophorectomy is never recommended unless over itself is grossly damaged or diseased. Rh negative patient, when hopeful for further pregnancy, anti-D immunoglobulin must be given immediate post-operative period. After tubal ectopic cervical ectopic pregnancy, which is 1% of ectopic pregnancy, the following ultrasound criteria may be used for the diagnosis of cervical ectopic pregnancy: an empty uterus, a barrel-shaped cervix, a gestational sac present below the level of the internal cervical os, the absence of sliding sign and blood flow around the gestational sac using color Doppler, a single serum beta hCG carried out at diagnosis. Medical management with methotrexate can be considered for cervical pregnancy, and surgical method of management are associated with high failure rate and should be reserved for those women suffering life-threatening bleeding. नेक्स्ट इज सिजेरियन स्कार प्रेगनेंसी. आगे बताऊँ सारी तफसील से. Clinician should be aware that ultrasound is the primary diagnostic modality using a transvaginal approach supplemented by transabdominal imaging if required. Magnetic resonance imaging can be used as a second line investigation if the diagnosis is equivocal and there is local expertise in the MRI diagnosis cesarean scar pregnancy. Women diagnosed with cesarean scar pregnancy should be counseled that such pregnancy are associated with severe maternal morbidity and mortality. Medical and surgical intervention with or without additional hemostatic measures should be considered in women with first trimester cesarean scar pregnancy. There is insufficient evidence to recommend any one specific intervention over another for cesarean scar pregnancy, but the current literature supports a surgical rather than medical approach as the most effective. Interstitial pregnancy. The following ultrasound scan criteria may be used for the diagnosis of interstitial pregnancy: empty uterine cavity, product of conception, gestational sac located laterally in the interstitial intramural part of the tube and surrounded by less than 5 mm of myometrium in all imaging planes, and presence of the interstitial line sign. Supplementation with MRI can also be helpful in the diagnosis of interstitial pregnancy. A single serum beta hCG should be carried out at diagnosis to help with management. In some cases, a repeat serum beta hCG in 48 hours may be useful in deciding further management. Management: when non-surgical management is an acceptable option for stable interstitial pregnancy, expectant management is only suitable for women with low or significantly falling beta hCG levels in whom the addition of methotrexate may not improve the outcome. A pharmacological approach using methotrexate has shown to be effective, although there is insufficient evidence to recommend local or systemic. Surgical management by laparoscopic corneal dissection or salpingotomy is an effective option. Alternative surgical techniques could include hysteroscopic resection and laparoscopic or ultrasound guidance. Corneal pregnancy and interstitial pregnancy are 2 to 3% of tubal ectopic pregnancy. Corneal pregnancy: the following ultrasound criteria may be used for the diagnosis of corneal pregnancy: visualization of a single interstitial portion of fallopian tube in the main uterine body, gestational sac, product of conception seen mobile and separate from the uterus and completely surrounded by myometrium. A vascular pedicle adjoining the gestational sac to the unicornuate uterus. A single serum beta hCG should be carried out at diagnosis to help with management. In some cases, a repeat serum beta hCG in 48 hours may be useful in deciding further management. Corneal pregnancy should be managed by excision of the rudimentary horn via laparoscopy or laparotomy. Ovarian pregnancy: these are no specific agreed criteria for the ultrasound diagnosis of ovarian ectopic pregnancy. A single serum beta hCG should be carried out at diagnosis to help with management, and further repeat beta hCG in 48 hours may be useful in deciding further management. Surgical management is preferred if laparoscopy is required to make the diagnosis of ovarian ectopic pregnancy. Systemic methotrexate can be used to treat ovarian ectopic when the risk of surgery is high or postoperatively in the presence of persistent residual trophoblast or persistently raised beta hCG level. Abdominal pregnancy: defined ultrasound criteria can be used to diagnose an abdominal pregnancy. Absence of an intrauterine gestational sac, absence of both an evident dilated tube and complex adnexal mass, a gestational cavity surrounded by loops of bowel and separated from them by peritoneum. MRI can be useful diagnostic adjacent in advanced abdominal pregnancy and can help to plan the surgical approach. A high index of suspicion is based upon an elevated serum beta hCG level in combination with ultrasound finding. Laparoscopic removal is an option for treatment of early abdominal pregnancy. Possible alternative treatment method would be systemic methotrexate with ultrasound guided fetocide. Advanced abdominal pregnancy should be managed by laparotomy. Heterotopic pregnancy: a heterotopic pregnancy is diagnosed when the ultrasound findings demonstrate an intrauterine pregnancy and a coexisting ectopic pregnancy. A serum beta hCG level is of limited value in diagnosing heterotopic pregnancy. The intrauterine pregnancy must be considered in the management plan. Methotrexate should only be considered if the intrauterine pregnancy is non-viable or if woman does not wish to continue with the pregnancy. Local injection of potassium chloride or hyperosmolar glucose with aspiration of the sac content is an option for clinically stable women. Surgical removal of ectopic pregnancy is a method of choice for hemodynamically unstable women. Is also an option for hemodynamically stable women. Expectant management is an option in heterotopic pregnancies when the ultrasound findings are of non-viable pregnancy. Thank you.